I still remember that Halloween night like it was burned into my brain. I'd just wrapped up a long shift at the youth center, face paint, costume contests, endless candy wrappers, and all I wanted was a shower and silence. But just as I was locking up, my phone buzzed. It was my little sister, Emily. 15, full of attitude and excitement. "Please, Alex, come take me and Noah trick-or-treating. It's boring without you." I sighed. I was dead tired, but how could I say no? She'd been looking forward to this all week. So, an hour later, we were driving through a neighborhood glowing with jack-o'-lanterns. Kids ran between houses in flashing costumes. Parents waved from lawns. It felt safe, almost too safe. Emily was dressed as a gothic witch. Noah, my 10-year-old nephew, was a ninja. They laughed and raced each other from porch to porch while I followed a few steps behind. Everything felt perfect, until I noticed a figure across the street. Not moving. Not walking. Just standing there. All black from head to toe. A long coat. Boots. Face completely hidden under a hood. I brushed it off, probably some edgy teen. But when we turned the corner, they turned too. And that's when the air started to feel heavier, like the night itself was watching us. Something told me that wasn't a person in a costume, and deep down, I already knew this night wasn't going to end like the others. We kept moving, house to house, pretending nothing was wrong. But every few minutes, I'd glance over my shoulder, and there they were. Always the same distance behind. Always silent. The laughter around us began to fade as families went home. Streetlights flickered. Leaves scraped the pavement. At one point, I turned sharply, hoping to catch them off guard. But they stopped too, like they knew my every move. Emily tugged at my sleeve. "Alex, why's that person following us?" I forced a smile. "Probably just someone headed home. Don't worry about it." But I was worried. When we finally reached the car, I felt relief wash over me, until I heard heavy boots crunching behind us. I turned. The figure was now in the open. Not a cloak, tactical gear. Vest, gloves, combat boots. A black face mask. And something metallic glinted under the streetlight. My heart began to hammer. I moved Emily and Noah behind me and called out, "Hey! Stop right there. What do you want?" No answer. Just a slow, steady step closer. That's when my instincts kicked in, the kind that tell you you're prey. The street was empty, and I realized if anything happened right there, no one would hear a scream. I drew my gun, my legal carry, hands trembling but steady enough. "Don't take another step," I shouted. For a long second, neither of us moved. Then, slowly, the figure raised both hands, and pulled off the mask. It was a woman. Mid-30s. Pale face. Cold blue eyes that didn't match her calm voice. She smiled faintly. "Easy now. I'm law enforcement, undercover operation." Undercover? Dressed like that? Following kids through dark streets? Something about her tone was wrong, too mechanical, like she was reading from a script. I asked to see her badge. She hesitated. "Can't. It's classified." That's when Emily whispered, "Alex, she's lying." The woman's expression changed. Her smile widened just a little too far. Then she said quietly, "You shouldn't have brought them here. We were hoping to find someone alone." My blood froze. That's when I realized she wasn't alone either. For shadows moved from between the houses. 3 men. 1 more woman. All dressed the same, tactical black gear, faces hidden. They began to close in. I backed toward the car, keeping my gun trained on the woman. "Get in the car!" I yelled. Emily and Noah scrambled inside. My hands were shaking so hard I could barely unlock the door. The woman tilted her head like an animal studying its prey. "You really think that little gun will save you?" she said softly. I fired a warning shot into the ground. The echo shattered the night. For a moment, everyone froze. Then I jumped into the driver's seat and floored it. As we sped away, I looked back. They didn't chase us. They just stood there, still, silent, watching, like a pack of wolves that had just missed their meal. And just when I thought we'd escaped them, I learned how wrong I was. For 2 days, I barely slept. Every creak, every passing car made my heart race. Emily refused to leave her room. Noah cried himself to sleep. Then my phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. No words. Just a photo. My car. Parked outside our apartment. taken that same morning. I called the police. They filed a report, but without a threat or a suspect, there was nothing they could do. I drove back to that neighborhood a week later. The house the woman had stood near? Vacant. No break-ins. No neighbors recognized her. To this day, I don't know who they were. Paramilitary? Cult? Something darker? All I know is this: when she smiled at me that night, she looked like someone who enjoyed hunting. And sometimes, when I walk to my car late at night, I still feel eyes on me. Watching. Waiting. Because once you've been marked by something like that, Halloween never feels like just a holiday again. Some masks are for costumes. Others are for monsters pretending to be human.